All right, simultaneous interpretation, fillers and filters. I had a colleague years ago and I learned a lot from her. Her name was Maria and she had a very nice little trick up her sleeve in Russian. She called it filtrovanie figni, which translates literally as filtering out the balderdash or filtering out the nonsense. Well, who are we to say what is nonsense and what is not? But nevertheless, it is a useful technique. And then I later invented, maybe I didn't invent it, but I used a technique called fillers. So let me explain and hopefully you can use it. So let us say that the speaker is saying, you know, behind me is a very majestic, beautiful, sublime, divine lake, right? Well, those are all different words. And if you can get them, by all means, sorry, there was a mosquito on my neck, get them. By all means, mosquitoes have to eat too. But if you can't, you just say beautiful, right? It gets the point across, or majestic. That is not exactly filtering out baloney. Sometimes baloney is just baloney when people are hemming and hawing, but basically they're saying like there is a lake behind me. So if you're behind in simultaneous, which happens to the cream of the crop and the best of the best, then just cut it to 4 synonyms to 1 or 5 to 2 or whatever. And then there's an opposite effect, which I call a filler. And sometimes a speaker will be something like, you know, there's a swimmer and what I am meaning to, and they're very, very slow. And these people to me are very difficult to interpret because there is not a flow. In fact, I much prefer fast speakers than slow speakers, and I know a lot of my colleagues will disagree. We'll talk about that in a different clip. Let them disagree. But what I do with such speakers is I will put in a filler. Again, my colleagues will disagree, but let them. And these fillers need to be neutral, but it keeps the flow of the communication going. So I would say, so there's a lake behind me. It is a very nice lake, and there's a swimmer. He's swimming in the lake. Maybe the speaker didn't say he's swimming in the lake, but I added no really semantic information. I didn't really change the meaning. I didn't really add anything, but I'm keeping the flow going. I hope that is making sense. So fillers and filters. If you're behind, filter it out. If the speaker is slow and hemming and hawing, feel free to, without adding anything, that's really important, put in some fillers that will make the speech more fluent. So there's a practical tip. Play around with it and voila.